Hi everyone, just wanted to hop in here and hope that you're having a beautiful week and that there's many things taking place at the moment and we choose our reality, So something that has come up recently for me has been how many chances do we give somebody, right? Before we really start, before we start listening to our body, if our body is saying like, there is such a thing as too many, you know, because when that start taking place, we sometimes ended up depleting ourselves, right? In the hopes that somebody may be able to hear you or be able to really take advantage of these chances that you're giving them. And that's okay though. Everybody's in their own journey, and so we don't judge. I know, or anything like that. Just learning to respect where you are, and that perhaps you have made the choice to give people too many chances, right? And that, well, perhaps this is the time to change that. Because if it hasn't been working before, well, then, I mean, that's not to say that it's not gonna work this time, but stay in the moment. And if it's something that just doesn't feel aligned with your heart, then stop the repeating pattern now. So many of us, light workers, healers, people who grew up with all these preconditions where we had to, uh, you know, where we felt guilty for not helping people. And the truth is, we all each have a responsibility to take care of ourselves and to be our best selves, right? And that is when we come from a place of feeling our cup is full. It doesn't always have to be like super full, whatever, but just like working towards that, right? And when you come from that place and you're helping others from that place, then everybody wins. But when we're helping others from a place of lack or within ourselves, it becomes a distraction to not face our own fears and not work on letting go of what we need to let go of, and then becomes a distraction from doing the inner work that needs to take place. So how it's related to giving people too many chances is sometimes it takes away from that person's own responsibilities, because really we can't make anybody happy. Go, we're not here to save other people. We're here to heal ourselves, to do the inner work, and then shine that light and shine the love from an authentic place, from a continuous practice of healing within ourselves first. And when we do that, we actually don't need to take that much effort to go above and beyond to try and supposedly, try to support or help or save somebody. Because really, we're not really in the long term saving anybody, because it takes, different things in place for somebody to step up and really claim their power. And it's not just being inspired or getting help from people, but they need themselves to be empowered. They need to take actions to empower themselves, right? And if they don't, then that's their choice, and I respect that. And so this is one of the situations that I recently been in is, I felt like because of my old pattern of keep giving, And without setting those strong healthy boundaries and giving people the benefit of the doubt, sometimes a little bit too much, in a way that I lose myself. And then at that moment, it's kind of hard to really be clear. And it does affect my well-being directly, which then affects my well-being when I'm around other people and their well-being, and it's like a chain of effect, right? And that just like is not a good way to go about, at least in my experience. So yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to hop in here and talk about that, and how really even myself, like everything I share with you guys, it's something that I go through, and that I do my best to walk my talk, because if I don't walk my talk, then there's nothing that I provide that may be really authentic or just, helpful. And that at the end of the day, I just really, yeah, I mean, everybody there is special in their own unique way, but I cannot try and be somebody else, who I'm not, because then I'll be miserable. But that person, and then somebody else cannot really be me, because then it's off alignment for them, right? And then they become miserable. So anyway, so hopefully this video and this message, it's just a reminder really to bring it up and say that, yeah, sometimes you just gotta set your foot down. Know your truth, right? Know your truth. And I definitely been known to sometimes trust people a little bit too soon, before certain things take place, right? Before honoring myself first. And that's something that's an ongoing thing that I'm always getting better at, hopefully. But of course, there's ups and downs, right, in our journey. And as a sensitive, as an empath, that's super crucial, because we do pick up people's stuff, right? And when we're not careful, and we end up going into this place of shame or guilt, that we need to give everybody, the whole world, more chances, right? For them to do this. And it's not really about them. It's really about bringing the focus back to yourself and making the space, doesn't matter what other people are saying, really. You know your truth, but it needs to be coming from that place of authenticity and that intuition, which is not, it's not fear. Fear tends to come through super urgent, that it's like you either do this or else, like there's no more choices, right? You always have choices, right? We are coming from that place with sensitives like us, empaths. It could be one of the two things, right? First, it could be that's coming up for me right now. I know. It could be one, you haven't really taken care of yourself, right? In terms of your energy, and then, or you have unhealed patterns that really needs to be looked at. And then another thing that has really been on the upfront for me is you can pick up other people's stuff. And then when you pick up, it's almost like, if at the time it may feel like it's part of you, but it's not. It's because if you don't set your boundaries, right, your healthy boundaries, strong and firm, you end up picking up other people's stuff. It's not really yours, So, but of course, it's not to say that you're gonna go and just start blaming everybody. It's not other people's fault. But if somebody is doing that, and whether they are intentionally or unintentionally, because many of us, we're not like bad people, we're not aware of what's happening sometimes. And so anyways, so I just wanted to say that that has happened many times in my past, and even even with all the tools and how far I've come into raising my consciousness, always doing my best to stay high vibrational. It still happens, right? So yeah, so just I will say, if this helps, for sure, right now, listen to listen to some violet flame frequency, music. I will go ahead and link an example or a few down below, on my in the description, the details. So check it out. Listen to that and see for yourself. Experience, especially if you're going through something really challenging and you can feel that your vibration is very low. It's based on fear, guilt, or shame, because that's not our natural state of being. We are love, but at the same time, sometimes in order to get to that love and light, we will have to go through this really uncomfortable process, right? And that's very different than fear. Fear, it tends to be in this, it's very urgent. Now this when you get uncomfortable, but it's aligned, in alignment with your growth and where your higher self, wants to go, it's going next and it's helping you get there next. It can be very uncomfortable. Oh, no, yeah, for sure. But it's different than fear. It's different than all the other lower vibrational, vibration energies. And that's when it's requiring you to take that leap of faith, because without it, you're just going to go right back into your old patterns. It's not all pretty and it's not all zen, peaceful and pretty, and rainbows all the time. No. In order to sometimes make that, jump that and then make that transformation, it requires that getting past this uncomfortableness, and in the middle of it, you make that choice. But when you don't, I wouldn't wish on anybody, but the universe has its way of making it a lot more more challenging next time to get your attention. If you don't get it, next time it's gonna get harder. And I'm not just saying that to scare anybody, but I mean, even for myself, right? When I don't listen to my heart and I don't take that leap of faith through the uncomfortness, then it comes back even stronger, right? So now it's time. It's time for us to step up and really sorry. I know I went into different, cover different things, but I'm gonna link back to basically so giving people too many chances, right? As a lot of us are, really we're givers, right? But it creates that imbalance when we overgive, right? When we overgive, then it creates that imbalance, and it's not how the universe and how nature works. It's a cycle, right? We give and then we receive, and then we give and we receive. So when that pattern and that flow is really interrupted, then it creates the imbalance, of flow, imbalance of energy right there. So anyway, so yeah, just coming from a super crazy I would just say my own experience. I went very low vibration because I allowed something to come into my space, and that was really not to my best interest, and it wasn't my responsibility for me to transmute the energy. However, I did transmute it. I am back to my higher self now, and my reality is what I choose to vibrate at, right? So know that you have the capability to get past that. Recognize what is fear, what is lower vibration, And then when it's happening, that is when you make that shift. It's not when everything is calm and peaceful. Like, that's not, that's, that's not how you build your strength and courage to get to the next level. So, not always. But anyways, so take it easy, take care of yourself, honor yourself, bring the focus back to what you need to do in order to reach that balance. And of course, if not, please feel free to reach out for any support. I am here to help and support others as they're going through this journey. And it's definitely not my first time, and not gonna be my last time that I encounter these lower energies trying to get me to overthink, or trying to get me to feel guilty about taking other people's responsibility. I certainly have love for what everybody's going through, myself included. If I didn't have that love for myself, I cannot go out and give and extend that love, right? Because it's not really love then at that moment, right? Yeah. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. And yeah, I am excited to help and support those who are in alignment and ready to do the work. I'm here to inspire, but ultimately also to empower. And empowerment, it does require going through uncomfortableness, something that's uncomfortable, and very much a reflection of my own experiences and what I went through and still going through, living and learning every day, right? Being open, right, to what's next. Yeah, so please be excited and take care of yourself, and until next time, bye.